Right now, somewhere in your house, a compressor is running. Your refrigerator, your air conditioner, your heat pump. And the current feeding it is working against it from the inside. Not because the motor is old, not because the wiring is bad. This is because the electricity coming off your grid carries a component that does no useful work, generates excess heat in the motor windings, and shortens the life of every compressor you own. It is called reactive current. A coil that costs about $4 in copper wire can help reduce it. That $4 is not a metaphor. Charles Proteus Steinmetz, chief engineer at General Electric, published the principle in 1897. He documented how reactive current circulates through household wiring without powering a single appliance, and he described the compensation coil that counteracts it. By 1924, that coil was reportedly common enough that a man from Philadelphia offered a rural Pennsylvania family hundreds of dollars to buy the design outright. They refused. That detail matters, and I'll come back to it. But first, one number. A residential central air compressor costs between $800 and $2,800 to replace. The average unit lasts 10 to 15 years. A significant portion of that wear is not from runtime alone. It is from the quality of current hitting those windings every single cycle. What Steinmetz published is not fringe. It is the foundation of a system that already exists in every large commercial building in this country. You have just never been told it could apply to your house. Here's what reactive current actually does to your equipment. Every motor in your home draws current in two parts. The first part does the work. It spins the motor, compresses the refrigerant, moves the air. Engineers call that real power. The second part cycles back and forth in the wire doing nothing productive. That's reactive power. It never cools your house. It never keeps your food cold. But it generates heat inside the motor windings every time it passes through. And it passes through constantly. Put your hand on the side of your refrigerator, near the bottom where the compressor housing sits. Feel that vibration. That low buzz you've heard your entire life without really noticing. Part of that buzz is your compressor contending with reactive current on every cycle. The motor windings run hotter than they need to. The insulation degrades faster than it should. Eventually, the compressor seizes. You call a technician. The bill lands somewhere between $800 and $2,800. And you're told the compressor just wore out. Normal lifespan. Nothing unusual. That is not the whole truth. Every commercial building in America larger than about 20,000 square feet has a power factor correction system built into its electrical room. It is mandatory. Utilities charge commercial and industrial customers a penalty surcharge if their power factor drops below 0.92. So those buildings install compensation coils and harmonic filters to clean the reactive current out of their circuits. Their motors run cooler. Their compressors tend to last longer. Their equipment performs closer to the way the engineers designed it to perform. Your house has the same grid, the same current quality issues, the same reactive load stressing the same types of motors, but no one ever mentioned it. And here is where the number changes everything. The reason is not a conspiracy. It is a rate structure. Residential customers are billed for real power only, measured in kilowatt hours. Your meter does not measure reactive power. That means your utility has no financial incentive to explain what reactive current could be doing to your motors, because correcting it would not change your bill. It would only help your equipment last longer. And equipment that lasts longer is equipment you do not replace. Over a 30-year span in a single house, you could absorb 3 to 5 compressor failures as normal wear and tear. But at least part of that wear may not be normal. It may be the accumulated effect of running unprotected motors on uncorrected current, the same problem every commercial building already addresses. Commercial customers get charged for reactive power, so somebody explained it to them. Residential customers do not, so nobody ever did. This is the part that made me check the source twice. The man who documented reactive current and the coil that counteracts it was not a backyard tinkerer. Steinmetz was the person General Electric called when nobody else could solve the problem. His 1897 publication laid out the mathematics of alternating current phenomena so precisely that the entire field of alternating current power engineering was built on it. And inside that same work, he described the compensation coil, a wound iron core device that generates a small opposing magnetic field and pushes reactive current back toward phase alignment with the working current. When reactive current is reduced at the load, motors tend to run cooler. Windings experience less thermal stress. The compressor works closer to the way it was designed to work, instead of fighting wasted cycles on every rotation. Steinmetz was not describing a theory. He was describing a mechanism he had already measured. It is worth noting what happened after the National Electric Light Association, the industry group representing private utilities, was investigated by the Federal Trade Commission in the 1930s for running coordinated public information campaigns that shaped what Americans understood about electricity. The organization renamed itself the Edison Electric Institute. The rate structure separating industrial customers from residential customers and the flow of technical information that followed was already locked in place by then. Industrial customers negotiated their rates and demanded technical transparency. Residential customers paid what they were told. That framework is still the one you are living inside. Now, if you already own a house and you're thinking this only applies to people building from scratch, stay with me because this next part is specifically for you. You don't need to tear anything out. Here is the honesty. A compensation coil does not reduce your electric bill. Your residential meter already ignores reactive power. Anyone telling you a $4 coil will cut your bill by 70% or 90% is either confused or lying. What the coil can do is reduce reactive current stress on your motors. It may lower the thermal load on compressor windings, smooth out current delivery, and contribute to longer operational life of the inductive motors in your house. How much it helps depends on your specific wiring, the age of your motors, and the power quality on your local grid. That is not a guaranteed outcome. It is a reasonable, low-cost measure worth investigating, especially if your compressors are running hot or failing earlier than expected. What the coil is, honestly, is a $4 precaution that may help you avoid a $1,200 repair call. Before you build or install anything, measure first. If you have a clamp meter, check the current draw on your largest compressor while it's running. Compare that reading to the nameplate rating on the unit. If the draw is significantly higher than the rated amperage, your motor may already be under stress, and a compensation coil is worth exploring further. If you don't own a clamp meter, a licensed electrician can take this reading in 10 minutes. That single measurement tells you more than any coil you could wind this weekend. The coil itself is simple. 18 feet of 14-gauge copper wire wound around a laminated iron core roughly the size of a soup can. The iron core can be pulled from an old transformer or microwave, available at any salvage yard for about $2. The copper wire runs approximately $4 at current hardware store prices. The wound coil, when placed in proximity to an inductive load like a compressor motor, generates a small opposing magnetic field that works against the reactive component of the current cycling through the motor. The result is a reduction in reactive current reaching the windings. The motor sees cleaner power. It runs with less thermal resistance. The insulation lasts longer because it is not absorbing excess heat on every cycle. Steinmetz wrote the math for this in 1897. That same math is running in the electrical room of every hospital, every office tower, every manufacturing plant in the country right now. The engineers who designed those systems were not keeping a secret. They were solving a problem their customers were being charged for. Your utility never charged you for reactive power. So, your utility never explained reactive current to you. One rate decision, made a century ago, and the knowledge stopped traveling downward. Put your hand on that compressor housing. If it is running warm and buzzing harder than it should, that is reactive current doing work it was never supposed to do inside a motor that was never designed to absorb it. If it is smooth and cool, your power quality may already be adequate, or someone before you already solved this quietly. Drop your state below and tell me how old your refrigerator is. A decade of compressor age tells me more about what your grid has been doing to your appliances than almost anything else. If you believe real knowledge has been quietly pushed aside to protect someone else's profit, you already know what to do.